Even with stepping out of the box.
Yeah.
It's not easy. It's not even for me. Because I'm ready for the ridicule. Mm-hmm. I'm ready for it. Mm-hmm. You know, do I like it? No. Mm-hmm. Do I want it? No, but I know somebody, hey. But at the end of the day, I always say, talk to God about me and what's going on. Because it's not to hurt anyone. It's a life-changing experience. It's to help us come from out of our comfort zone, our fears, and do what we need to do to help others get to where they need to be. Welcome. We are back with another episode of Steppin' Out of the Box. What is stepping out of the box? It's to create an atmosphere for Christians to live and enjoy life outside of the four walls of a church building. So what was my stepping out of the box? For me, of course, I cook, I clean, I preach, I teach. But to keep balance and to enjoy life, I step. Yeah. So I love to step. As a young girl, you know, I just like to dance. And that's what I do. I step to keep myself balanced. And it makes me happy. Keeps me enjoying life and keeps me around people, different people. So that's what stepping out of the box was for me. So today, I have a beautiful person in the studio with me. And I'm so excited. I want to get up and I want to run because I have Brandie Yancy here with me. Yeah. And when I went over her bio, as we were talking before we got started, I was like, oh my gosh, look at what she's done. She's an awesome person, a PA. She done completed so many things that I didn't remember. Right. But I know you did it. Right. But I didn't remember. I'm like, wow. And on top of that, she's a warrior in the spirit. A prayer warrior, intercessor. She believes God and loves God, but it doesn't stop her from being who she is. A beautiful mom, daughter, all of that. So we're going to get into it, Brandie. Welcome to Stepping Out of the Box, Brandie! Woo-hoo! So, Brandie, share a little bit about your journey with us.
Well, first, thank you for inviting me to your podcast. Yes. I never take anything for granted, and I appreciate it. Yes. You know, you always have, or I'm always speaking or presenting, but this is a little different, and I like it. So I appreciate it. Yes. We can explore more of this Christianity and balance, and so I'm excited.
That's good. That's good. So you're a mom.
I am.
And how old is MJ?
So I am a mom of a 15-year-old. His name is Marvin James Jakari Whitehead. He has been MJ since he was in the womb, okay? Yeah. So just to keep it simple, we call him MJ. He's 15. Mm-hmm. He's my pride and joy.
I know.
Yeah.
I know, from birth. I know.
That's my baby.
That's your baby.
And he's doing really well in school. He's active, activities. Yeah. I never knew what kind of mother I would be, but I just keep praying and figuring it out every day, and with support, family and friends. Yeah. It's not perfect, but it's good.
But it's good. So you mentioned Marvin, MJ. Mm-hmm. I call him King.
Right.
To me, you know,
yes,
that's King.
That's King.
That's my King.
That's King.
Because he called me Titi Nana.
Yes.
So you mentioned about his schooling. He's doing very well in school. He's in band. Yep. He's been to college.
He did. So MJ's a creative, and he's named after my father, the late Reverend Marvin Jerome Yancy.
Stop. Your dad was everything. Preacher, teacher, and I can see him now saying, "There go my Snoop." Mm-hmm. And I can see him now, even with Marvin.
And so, because he died when I was so young, I've always wanted to make sure the legacy never died. And so, family, friends, they keep that legacy for me. So his name, his initials, MJY, I wanted to make sure that my son had something from him. So his father was just lucky but his name was going to be Marvin. So my son's father's name is Marvin.
It's Marvin, right.
So I told him, you got lucky because he was always going to have the initials of my father because that just was something that was sentimental to me. And so he's been MJ since he was in the womb. And so when I was pregnant with MJ, what I didn't know then, which is what I know now, a lot of spiritual warfare.
Yeah.
That's when my dreams started. All these things started when I was pregnant, and I had no idea why. And so, and I'm sure we'll touch on this later, but, you know, as MJ became and he was born, you know, people would tell me and I would realize just based on my memories and stories, he was a lot like my father. He's a creative. Definitely. And so he's, you know, he likes to explore. He likes music. So he's in the band. You know, I wanted to keep him athletic, so I put him in track. But he loves anything where he has to build and break down and explore. When he was little, he used to build Lego. You know, that's all he used to do was build Lego.
Stay in Lego land. And
so
my God.
He's been good. And so you know.
So that's MJ. Tell me about your education, your accomplishments.
So first I was born and raised in Chicago, well, a suburb of Chicago. I wasn't in Chicago audience, okay? Born and raised in Dalton. Great parents, great family. This is Miss Sharon, but this is my auntie, okay? And so we were just had a very great family dynamic. So went to high school. I went away to Michigan State where I majored in biology. I've always loved science. And since I was a little girl, I always knew that I wanted to be in medicine. My mom worked in healthcare. And a few of my aunts worked in healthcare, And so I would go to work when I was of age with her and volunteer. And that was just more confirmation that I wanted to learn more about at that time. It was the body. Oh, I like the body. Oh, I like science. But because she was in healthcare, it was great exposure. So I always knew that I wanted to be in healthcare. And I used to say, I want to be a doctor. I want to be a doctor. In which I'm a physician assistant, but we're also known as physician associates. And so that still allows me to provide direct patient care, which I love to do. I left Michigan State. I went overseas for a little bit to Brazil for a few months and studied prenatal care and late entry into prenatal care. And we won't make this a healthcare conversation, but and then after I left Michigan State, I came back to Chicago and I worked for some grassroots organizations through some great people. I was actually connected to the organization that I work for through Apostle White, who is a pastor in Chicago. And I went on to Emory and got my public health degree.
You did.
And after I finished my public health degree, I worked in cancer prevention and control, which is an area that is very close to my heart.
It is.
And I also worked in, again, early prenatal care, morbidity, mortality, when it comes to babies and moms and us having babies, especially in minority communities. And then after that, I worked. And then I went back to school to be a PA. And so right now I have been practicing. I can't even believe it's been
I know,
10 years.
Right? It's like, where did the time go?
Years. Yes, over 10 years. And I was like, wow.
Where did the time go?
And so I worked in Michigan and I've traveled back and forth. And so now I am back in Chicago working. And that is my primary role as a physician associate, a PA. I work in family medicine and I do some other things, you know. I'm team prevention, education, teaching. So I love what I do.
You do.
The job is hard.
It is.
The job is hard. And it's difficult. But because I love what I do, I try to put my best foot forward with what I do.
You do.
Ministry has always been around.
Yep. Which, let me get into that.
Okay.
Let me get into that. Okay. You are a PK kid, which is preacher's kid. As a PK kid, what were some expectations placed on you and how did you navigate them? Okay. Like, was there some things that you could and could not do? Did you... I know Apostle, my sister, you know, it was some things that, you know, you couldn't do it in the house. She wasn't having it. And you had to get up and go to church on Sunday. It wasn't no ironing on Sunday. Wasn't none of that. You pull out an iron on Sunday, you going to get in some trouble. But it was some things that, as a PK kid, what were you able to do? Was there some things that you wasn't able to do? And was it hard for you? Because, I'm a PK kid. We can't do everything. When we were little, and we sang at Fountain of Life, 4323, Cottage Grove, your dad, we stayed in trouble. Because he would look at us, if we laughed, we got in trouble. And I was like, well, everybody else doing, why we can't do it? So as a PK kid with you and your mom, how was it for you? How did you navigate through it? How did you do some things that, we all have done some things that we weren't supposed to do. So help me out.
So being a preacher's kid it's a special population. And I don't think people understand what comes along with sharing your parents, sharing your time, and just the word family, because a family extends upon who you're born with.
Yes.
And so as a PK, in the beginning, I didn't think it was, it was something I was so used to. I didn't think about it. It was like, oh, I'm a PK. You can't do this. You can't do that. No washing on Sunday. Getting ready the night before for church the next day. No listening to certain music in the car. Right? More strict, curfews. And you also had to carry yourself with some type of poise.
Yes.
Because you were a part of the first family. Yeah. And which is another whole conversation, but you could not do certain things. There's an expectation on a preacher's kid that I realize now followed me for a very long time. And it was, you have to be perfect. Yeah. You can't have a child before marriage. You're not drinking and smoking all the time. Right. What happens in this house stays in this house. What happens among others stays in this house. Some of those lessons I 100% appreciate because I understand it now. But there is an expectation of a preacher's kid. Like you just have to follow the Bible. And if you do, in some situations, you're shunned, you're embarrassed, and you feel bad. So true story. I got pregnant with MJ when I was probably 26 or 27. I was living in Atlanta. I was so scared.
Oh, no.
I was like, I cannot tell my mom I'm pregnant. I couldn't tell nobody I was pregnant. And I had a supportive group of people that worked with me when I was living in Atlanta. And I'll forget one of the ladies, she said, Brandie, you got to tell your mama what, you can't walk around here. I wouldn't even come home. I wouldn't even tell her I was sick. And it wasn't because I was afraid of her. Right. It wasn't because I thought she would be disappointed. It was also the spiritual aspect, like, wow, I know I'm not married and I didn't get pregnant. And, it's that, because that's how, and then as you get older, you have your own convictions.
Yes.
Like, when you know better, you do better.
You do better.
Right? Yeah. But we all sin. We make mistakes.
We do.
Right? And I'm not pushing it, like, to make it okay. Yeah. But I had to think about that. And I had to pray about it. You do. And I finally came home and told my mama I was pregnant. And boy, that's her Nana baby.
That's Nana's baby.
That's Nana's baby. But as a PK, and even talking to other preachers' kids, it's a weight. It's a very heavy weight. It's a lot. A lot of times you have to mind your business. You cannot address certain things. You have to learn to be impartial. You do. Like, you cannot take sides. And so that could be heavy. That could be a lot.
It can.
But
How did you deal with it, though?
And that's what I was going to say.
With your friend, like, did you tell people right away that you were a PK kid? Did they know that, oh, she a priest? Because you can't do everything. Because she a priest kid.
So all the friends that I have know that ministry is first and foremost. My line sisters, I am a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. And this is my 20th year anniversary. Yes. And so even over the past 20 years and even before, all my friends knew. And because the family dynamic as well, I mean, they knew we were going to church, we were singing, and because they would come over and spend time with us, they could be incorporated. The whole family know my aunties, uncles, they know the twins. Oh, they knew my mom, they knew my stepdad, they knew bro, they knew everybody. So they understood what was going on. But as far as being a PK, I think it's more internal.
Yeah.
It's more internal. It's more personal, and it's this constant battle between, I don't want people to think this about me.
Right.
I don't want to be an embarrassment to my family because of the position that I'm in. But it's also knowing that we're human.
We're human.
And everybody makes mistakes.
And we all make mistakes.
So that's constantly, even now, at my age now, I am learning to be okay with messing up.
And that's good.
And that's what I'll say, messing up.
And that's good because the Bible says there's none perfect but the Father.
Right.
And all have sinned and fallen short.
Right.
So it's when we mess up, when we make like, I'm this perfect person, that I haven't made any mistakes. I haven't done anything wrong. No, I did it. I made a mistake. Does that say I'm not a believer? Does that say I'm not a child of the Most High? No, it says I'm human and I make mistakes. I acknowledged it. I hold myself accountable for the things that I have done, which brings me to this. Have you ever felt tension between your faith and your career?
I haven't. Not between my faith and my career. And I think that's only because of the experiences that I've had before I even got to this place. So the community organization that I work for and being around other people, because I'm around non-believers all the time. I'm around non-believers. I'm around believers, and everyone worship what they worship. Okay. And so for me, it's really been more of my fears.
Okay.
My personal fears, not inhibiting me from launching out into the deep of what God has already called me to do. And so for me, it's more so, I don't know. Right. I'll do it. Okay, maybe, but what if? Because of the way I grew up, I'm constantly like plan A, plan B, things going a certain way. So and my mother always tell me, you're not a risk taker. She a risk taker. I'm not a risk taker.
Always
she's a risk taker.
Been.
Yeah. And so a lot of that, in terms of my faith and my career, from the outside looking in, it was like, B, you got it. You know what you're doing. But internally, I'm like, I don't know if I got it.
And I think we all go through that. Brandie, you, me, questioning, okay, now I know who I am, but do I really know who I am?
Exactly.
I know I got this, but do I really got it? So that's where sometimes we so hard on ourselves. We so hard on, and it doesn't, let me back up and slow down. It doesn't even take all of that. You know who you are. But our fear is others accepting who we really are. So
to be honest, in the past, I would say 5 to 10 years of my life, that has been the question. Who are you? Who are you as a PA? Who are you as a daughter? Who are you as a friend? Who are you as a mother? Who are you because you want to be a wife? And so I have really been digging deep to identify who I am. Am I this person, this PK that I'm supposed to be? Am I this person that people think I'm gonna be? Who am I? And sometimes as a PK, I found that I can't be too comfortable in certain situations because people don't know how to separate the two.
Now that's good. Brandie,
people don't know how to separate the two. They don't. And I have been in recent situations where I'm like, so I was, in circumstances where I let my true self, which I usually do, be seen, but some people they
can't handle your truth.
They can't handle, not even the truth. They can't, the Bible say we going from milk to meat. Some people just can't. They don't understand. Right? So I'm like, okay, I do have to be a certain way depending on.
Now I know how to deal
now
with
I know how to deal with this person.
This person and situation. And also setting boundaries.
Setting boundaries. That's the key word.
Setting
it's boundary
boundaries.
Setting.
So, okay, I know how far to let you go. And I know how far to go with you because I know I can't do this with you because you don't understand. Not knowing that just like I'm not perfect, you're not perfect either. Just like I make mistakes, you make mistakes too. So here it is. In what ways, if any, did you have to step outside of traditional expectations, either from church, your family, or society to pursue your career. Because sometimes we allow others to stop us from doing what we want to do.
True.
Or we get in a place where we say, I wonder what they going to say if I do this. Or I know I should be at church, but I got to do this. So how do you do it? Because...
So what I do is I'm, for the most part, pretty light on my feet. You know, I try to go with the flow. Sometimes go with the flow too much. So I do what makes me happy.
Yeah.
And what makes me comfortable.
Yes.
So as it relates to like my social life, I'm in a sorority. I like to travel. I have friends. And I think God has blessed me with just a group of people who understand. So I can be myself.
Yep.
And I can be comfortable in the environments that I'm in. You know, I'll never forget, true story, I went to brunch on a Sunday. I think it was the first Sunday, too. And I was like, I'm going out. I ain't going to church today. So I had to prep and prime because I'm still like, I ain't going to be at church on Sunday. You know, so I was like, okay, I'm going to go to brunch. So I say that to say I've tried things, but I think it's in me. So I'm at brunch. I'm having a great time. And I'm sitting up looking around. I was like, I should have been at church.
I should have been at church.
Like this is...
could have waited till afterwards, or I'll do it another time.
And traditionally, we come from a family of tradition. Traditionally, you know, New Year's Eve, what we do? We go to watch service. We go to church. Yeah. But it was fun, right? Yeah. So, you know, these particular years, I ain't going to watch service. I'm going out. It's New Year's Eve. I'm dressing up, having a good time. Yeah. Something always happens.
I'll be like, you be like, I should have been at church. If I had been at church, I would. So I get that because I've been there.
Yeah. And so I try to balance the two, right? Yeah. I'll try to say, okay, let me go out and do this. You know, I don't want to just, I want to be well-rounded. Yeah. Okay? So I'll go out and I'll do it and I'll have a good time. I love to have a good time. I know. Especially when life is stressful. I am the life. Laughing, talking. Yeah. I love to have a good time. And so it's feeling safe. So for me, you know, I have traditional expectations. I've had to really say and dig deep and say, okay, B, it's okay. It's all right. You know, tradition can change. We have to change. Sometimes it got to be a little bit different. Change is necessary. And so, you know, I used to struggle with it, but I don't really anymore. It's okay. I don't. I think it's more of the internal struggles because it's also changing your mindset. And things change. Yeah. And so as things change, you change. But I think you have to do it. You have to do it and just be smart about it. Yeah. You know, you have to do it and understand what you're doing. People throw phrases around, YOLO, we only live once. That don't mean everything though.
Yeah, that does it.
To me, it doesn't mean everything. No. You know, it means that I'm still going to have my faith. I'm still going to have a balance. Yeah. I'm still going to pursue my career. Yeah. And that's just what it means. Yeah. There was a point where I started working on Sundays. And traditionally, I never worked. That was out of the question. Like working on Sundays, you don't work on Sundays. Yeah. Sundays is for the Lord.
That's right.
So,
look,
it's
Brandie,
for the Lord.
I remember I was working in the medical field. They don't let you get back into it. And I got a job offer as a medical assistant working on a Sunday. And I told that lady, I got to go to church. And somebody said, if that job is calling for you to work, God already knows. He understands. You got to go to work. Now, it's different when you say, I'm going to play.
Right.
But I didn't take the job.
No. But, okay, so this particular job, I did work on Sundays. And you want to know why I went back to not? Their religious background. After a certain time, before a certain time, I didn't care what day it was. You could not talk to them. They did not do any work. You could not reach them. And it's for their religion. And I respected it. Yeah. And I said, you know what?
You got to respect mine.
If I respect yours, you got to respect mine. That's my choice. I don't think nothing is wrong with working on Sunday. I think it's okay if that's what you do. But for me, That's why I say some of these, you go through the experience and then you figure out, oh, that ain't for me.
Yeah.
So for me, at that point, I say, oh, no. I ain't working on no Sunday. And I need my Sundays. For me, Sunday are family days. I like being around my people. I love my people. So,
we know. I know.
So this is just what we do.
Family.
So experience have taught me how to manage the traditional expectations. And it's teaching me, because it's still a process, of how to balance. Even when it comes to my career, I am challenged, oh my God, all the time. And I went from Michigan to Illinois, and it's a different culture.
Yeah.
All right. Chicago is just a different culture. So I've been challenged in certain ways that I was like, I ain't never had to deal with this.
Yeah.
And I said I believe. So why am I dealing with this? I said that I got faith. So why I'm dealing with this? So a lot of that too has also caused me to strengthen and grow in my spiritual journey.
That's good.
And so
that's good. I'm so proud of you, Brandie. I really am. I watch you all the time. Which brings me to, you recently stepped out of your box. And I love it because you're the Christian clinician.
Yes. So I always knew I was supposed to do more.
Yeah.
I just didn't know how to do it. It's the analogy of baking a cake. I feel like I had the ingredients, but the cake just wouldn't bake. And it still ain't baking, but
it wouldn't right.
The mindset is a little different. So I'm okay.
Yeah.
But the Christian clinician, again, people would tell me, it ain't something I thought of. People would say, oh, Brandie, you have such a special gift. And my patients would say, how do you know this? And how do you know that? And patients would come into a room, which, again, I never take lightly, and the tears would start flowing. And I would be like, I think this is the Lord talking to me. This must be the glory in the room.
The glory that came on in.
I'm like, what's happening? Because I don't try to mix things together.
Yeah.
You have to respect people.
You do.
Okay? And you don't want to push your beliefs on people, especially in medicine. Yeah. You have to respect people for what everybody come from different backgrounds, different cultures, whether they were Black or white or Asian or their religion was Muslim, whatever it was, they're different. You respect them for who they are. But I consider the Christian clinician, the exam room, that's my place.
Yeah.
So most of the people that I encounter, they always become subject to whatever glory is going on in that room, because that's just, I feel like now I can admit that's what I carry, without feeling like I'm boasting on myself. And so it's a safe place. And so the Christian clinician is just that. It's a clinician who believes in science. Yeah. But I also believe in holistic stuff. And I believe that wellness is multidimensional. It's not just one thing. And spirituality is one of many. Yeah, physical, social, intellectual, mental, culturally, some people don't want to address this mental aspect of it. Don't. And so the Christian clinician is her. She is faith. She's a believer. Yeah. She has her faith. Yeah. But she also believes in medicine and treatment. So both of those collaboratively, I've been birthed. Good. And so the Christian clinician wants to educate. Yeah. She wants to advocate. Yeah. And treat and diagnose. It doesn't look one way anymore. It really is multidimensional. And so that's my brand that I'm birthing and just getting a little bit, used to, because people think that I'm always comfortable speaking and talking. I'm always nervous.
You doing good today, girl.
Even in the room when I meet new patients, I'm like, oh, what am I going to experience today? Who is this person? Who is that person?
How did you overcome that, though? How did you do that? How did you overcome your fears? Because most of the time we be fearful about stepping out and doing things. We be afraid of what people will say. And good, I love it. Like I said, the Christian clinician, But how did you do that? I know, was it a little...
And it's an everyday journey, because when I first started practicing, I wasn't confident. I don't think any doctor, PA, NP, nurse, whomever, you're not just confident. Some people are, though. Yeah. But it's getting used to things. Yeah. And over time, I think just through confidence being built, I overcame some of those fears in terms of my interaction with people. That's good. And I'm such a sap. I'm still a baby. So I had to deliver some news, which always makes me emotional. I think my human side really helps me overcome and deal with people too. So I had to deliver some cancer news to a patient. And oh my God, I had met this patient maybe once or twice. And it cut me to the core as if, you know, I mean, we had a relationship and it hurt me to have to deliver that kind of news. And so I still, even when I'm in the clinic, it's like, okay, this is what this is, but this is not terminal. We're going to activate whatever faith we got going on to make sure you get what you need. And so over the years, my confidence has just got, you know, it's getting better and better and better. And so I'm overcoming those fears. And for me, stepping out of the box really was stepping out on faith.
Good.
And learning to become who I need to become as the Christian clinician.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. My goal is always to improve quality of life.
That's good.
Right? And improve quality of life. So instead of taking itsy bitsy steps, I go, oh Lord, I got to walk on water.
Look,
so I gotta start posting and not being so reserved. I have to start educating because I'll do it in my safe space, which is an exam room or more personal experiences. But social media just creates this world of where, to be honest, you can feel ridicule. Somebody may go against what you're saying.
Yes.
And so I'm like, but that's okay. Yeah. We're all entitled to our opinions. Yeah, that's you know, I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to fight. I'm here. And so it's me really stepping out in my face saying, okay, let me become who it is I'm supposed to be. So it's still scary.
I know.
You know, I still be nervous. Yeah. But I'm trying.
You're doing good. And I love it. Like I said, I love it. Y'all catch her on TikTok. She be on Facebook. She be doing her thing. Y'all catch her. And I love it because it lets people see you out of your box.
You're right.
People really get to see who you are. This is Brandie. You know, I'm no longer her. I'm her. You know, so I'm out. So here I am. And it helps other people come out of their shell.
True.
Even with stepping out of the box.
Yeah.
It's not easy. It's not even for me. Because I'm ready for the ridicule. I'm ready for it. You know, do I like it? No. Do I want it? No, but I know somebody, hey. But at the end of the day, I always say, talk to God about me and what's going on, because it's not to hurt anyone. It's a life-changing experience. It's to help us come from out of our comfort zone, our fears, and do what we need to do to help others get to where they need to be. Yeah. But how are we going to do that if we sitting behind four walls? We're not in prison.
Yeah.
So stop living in prison. Come on, we got this. But I'm going to wrap this up. But I got a question to ask you. How do you balance your life as a Christian? And what do you do to enjoy life? You got a lot on your plate. You with your mom, you got MJ, but you got to have some time to have some fun.
And so I am intentional now. I'm more intentional about my time. I didn't used to be as intentional. And not because ministry called for it. I just was wearing so many hats. I got to do this. I got to do that. You know, I got to make sure when I'm in school, I got to make sure this is right. I got to make sure I go to the store. I got to make sure there's a meal. I got to make sure. And so balancing my Christianity and everything else, I'm intentional about my time now. Good. So again, I'm in a sorority. I love it. We hang out. We have a good time. I have friends. Good. We love it. I have a good time. Yeah. Ministry, the good thing is everybody knows what Brandie love. Ministry, y'all know she on church on Sunday, so
they do that to me too.
I mean, we can't do anything to a certain time, but it's not because I don't want to do it. It's because now I want to do it. Yeah. I'm okay with it, right? So I'm okay, you know, not hooking up until later. And if it's something that's before then I'll do it. I'm okay with it. I don't feel convicted and I don't feel ridiculed. So I think for me initially, and for those in the audience, is really creating boundaries. And it is sticking to your boundaries, but also learning to create a balance about what you like. I love to shop. I love to eat. I love to do all the things, okay? And I'll have me a cocktail every now and then. Lemon drop is my favorite. And so it's okay because people know at the end of the day, they're going to call me for prayer.
Yeah.
They gonna call me for a scripture. Yeah. If even at work, they be coming to me, and I'm like, "You knew this about me? Yeah, we know this about me." So I also think it's just the light that you carry. Yeah. It's just the way that you carry yourself. I mean, there are certain there are certain things that there's no compromise on.
Yeah, that is.
But outside of that, people knowing who I am and where I stand, it creates this boundary.
Yeah.
Right? And for those people that don't know yet, I am a little bit more cognizant of how I act around them and what I do, because I don't want to sway anybody the wrong way just because they don't understand yet.
Right. Don't understand,
So I'll have a lot of conversations, at work, you're working with people and people quick to say, oh, but you a preacher's kid, or oh, your family is in ministry, or oh, this and oh, that. And so then that requires a conversation, and it is not one conversation. It's an ongoing conversation. Yes. So I do think it's important the way you carry yourself. So a lot of those traditional things I carry with me, but I'm also evolving and evolving and evolving. And so the entire stepping out of the box is just Brandie becoming, being true to her own self, being true to her own word, and creating these boundaries and being okay with the not. It's okay, B. You'll figure it out. Because failure is my worst fear.
Okay, tell them that. Can you tell
them?
Failure.
Failure has been my worst fear. And I'll say, and I'll admit to saying, people will give you accolades and say, you're this and you're that. But because of my own internal self-worth, it's like, no, I'm not there yet. Okay. But when I reflect bios and conversations, or I see patients and they like, you bless me, I'm doing well. I have to sit back and say, all right, Brandie, you've been too hard on yourself.
Yeah, because it's
okay. It's okay. And so I don't fear failure anymore, because it is the effort. And so every day is a new day. I'm just working and working and working. So
did y'all hear what she said?
Yes, every day you working and working and working.
Did y'all hear what she said? Every day.
Every day.
Every day. It's a process.
It's a process.
It's a process, and it takes time.
Yes.
And if you don't succeed right then and there, don't quit.
You try it again. I have this other friend, and she doesn't, people don't know how much they bless me either. Honestly, they don't, because I watch. I just don't say, right? And so she has this book called Audacious. And it's like, I have the audacity to be who I have been called to be.
Wow.
So yes, the time is now.
Yeah.
And so I'm balancing it all, still trying to balance it all. I'm not perfect at it, but, those around me encourage me. And even if I don't tell them and they don't know it, they do.
They do.
And so that's just, where I am with things. And so I'm working on it, girl. I'm working on it.
Well, I'm so excited that you were here with me, and you've helped me even being here today. But what I really want to say is I congratulate you.
Thank you.
For stepping out of your box and letting us know that we can step out too.
Yes.
We're going to make mistakes. You all hear that? We're going to make mistakes.
We're going to make mistakes.
We're not perfect. There's none perfect. All have sinned and fallen short. It's a process.
It is a process.
We are all still a work
in progress. Yes.
So let's continue to do that. But you can't do that inside of a box. Like Brandie, the Christian Clinician, you got to step outside your box and do what makes you happy, as long as you're not out here killing, stealing, doing things that you're not supposed to do. Why not get outside that little bitty box that you put yourself in? God does not live in a box. So why should you live in a box? Why not pursue the things that you want to do in life? Why not enjoy life? Why not? What's wrong with it? Like you say, every now and then you get your little lemon drop. Every now and then you got to get out there and have you some fun. It's not... See, when we go out there, we do things that we're not supposed to do. Drawing attention. No. You still a reflection of Christ.
Yes.
So you have to maintain your Christianity.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean that you can't live and have no fun.
Yeah.
I'm still a woman of God. And I will not let anyone take that from me. But I'm going to live and enjoy life because I stepped out of my box. And I step. That makes me happy. It keeps me balanced. So I want everybody to do that. And like you did, keep stepping out of the box. I love you.
I love you. And I'm going to say, I appreciate again for this. You know, it's an opportunity to just have a discussion and be free. And to the audience, my question to the audience is, what's your box?
Ooh, one more time.
What's your box? Everyone's box is different.
Yes.
Your box could be procrastination.
Yeah.
Your
That's
box
good.
could be depression.
Yeah.
Your box could not even know what your box is.
Yeah.
So as we continue to step outside of the box, know what your box is.
Yeah.
So you know where you step into.
There you go.
And you know what you're doing.
Yes.
It's different for everybody. And so, you know, it's a great opening to exploring what keeps people bound. And in this fine line, we got to step, we got to launch, and we got to get out the box.
Hey, I love it. So there you have it. Stepping out of the box with Brandie. Again, I want to thank you all for tuning in to this podcast, Stepping Out with Brandie Yancy. Listen, if you're still in that box, we want to encourage you to get out. Stepping out of the box is to create an atmosphere for Christians to live and enjoy life outside of the walls of a church building. So here we go. What's holding you back? Get out of your fears. Let's go. You got this. I want to encourage you. You can't lose. Step out of your box. Just Sharon.